Here on GoPSUSports.com with Penn State head coach James Franklin. Coach, last weekend of the regular season, getting ready, coming up. I'm curious, from your perspective, what do you need to see from the team in terms of mentality and focus and how to finish out this regular season?
Yeah, most importantly, find a way to get a dub this week and be 1-0. And, you know, obviously we want to continue growing as the season goes on and continue to get better in really every area. But I've been pleased. You know, this is always an interesting week because it's Thanksgiving break and students are out, so the guys get a little extra sleep. We don't get any extra football time because that's how the rules are, but I know our guys are out doing community service today, and I just want to see us go and practice well this afternoon in all the different areas and get the film watched, make some corrections. But I just want to see us getting better every single week in really every area, from a fundamental standpoint, from a scheme standpoint, from an assignment standpoint. And got an opportunity to go on the road and with a conference opponent close to home, so I'm hoping we'll get great support. But I just want to see us getting better.
You mentioned community service. With everything going on in the season, you know, this time of year it's always a time when Penn State football is always in the community. How important is that to you and the staff, and how exciting is it from your perspective to see, you know, such an enthusiasm around being able to give back to these community members during this time of year?
Well, it's really important. It's challenging because of their schedules and how the rules are. Yesterday would have been a great day to do it because it's their day off, but by NCAA rule, we're not allowed to do it during their day off, which I get it, but it doesn't always make sense. So now we got to wait and do it on Tuesday when we have practice. But most importantly, our guys want to do it. I know, Coach Spencer did some things this afternoon where they've raised money and bought a bunch of turkeys. I think they gave out 65 turkeys between Coach Spencer and the D-line today, which was awesome. And our guys they're really engaged with it. They kind of catch the service bug when they come here as freshmen. I think they also understand the importance of small acts of kindness can go a long way. Everybody walking around that you see on campus and in the community and all over our country, everybody's got some issue or something, some challenge that they're dealing with and working through. And just to have somebody hold a door or say thank you or let them know you appreciate them, or going out of your way, from a community service standpoint and doing the extra, going above and beyond. Our guys really get it and really understand it and have embraced it.
Moving back onto the field, you mentioned those areas of improvement being identified. One of those, you issuing a challenge, one being able to see your team more physical up front. Now that you've had some time to kind of go back, dissect the tape, did Saturday's performance meet your expectations in terms of what you're looking for, maybe specifically along the offensive line as well? Yeah,
it's funny because I literally just left the offensive meeting room and grabbed Coach Moorhead and Coach Liam Grover and Coach Ronnie before I left and said, I thought we did a really good job last week at emphasizing being physical, and it showed up. And we need to build on that this week. So I'm a huge believer, have been for a long time, from good experiences and some challenging situations, that the game of football is played and won up front. And when you're able to create space in the running game and protect your quarterback, then good things are going to happen. And no different on the defensive side of the ball, being able to take space away, create tackles for loss, sacks, things like that. It opens up the playbook and allows you to be aggressive with how you're calling the game and things like that. So I've been pleased, but we still got to work at it. We're not a finished product by any means. But I like the progress, that we're making, and guys are gaining confidence.
Getting into Maryland a little bit, we hear you talk about turnovers a lot, especially the ability to kind of shape the momentum of the game. But Maryland +4 right now in the turnover margin. From your perspective, what makes that challenging about this Maryland team?
Well, I'd also say that we're +12, I think. So
really, yeah, ahead of them.
So that's a positive. But I think we all realize Coach Durkin's a great coach, and they understand the importance of ball security, and that's what area I think we can be a little bit better. Early on in the season, we were getting a bunch of turnovers and haven't gotten any the last couple of weeks on the defensive side of the ball. So that's an emphasis this week. We got to get back to that. Whenever you're able to protect the football on offense and create turnovers on defense, your likelihood of winning goes up dramatically. So we're going to continue stressing it. I've been really pleased. I was very proud of the offense last week in very tough conditions. And we didn't turn the ball over at all, and we've had a couple of games this year in tough weather conditions. So it's something we want to build on, and I just think defensively it's something we were doing really well early on, had a lot of confidence, and we've had a couple of weeks now where we haven't had the success that we want. So back to stressing it and making sure our guys understand the importance of it. I'll give you a perfect example. Last week, we get a pressure on the quarterback and the ball comes out, and hits the ground. And that's one of those plays you don't know whether they're going to call that an incomplete pass or a fumble. And we didn't react the way I think we should react, which is scoop the ball up and run it in for a touchdown, because you don't know how the officials are going to call that play. So things like that, just make sure that we're playing with a sense of urgency, we're running to the ball and being aggressive and understanding situations like that and being able to take advantage of them when they come.
Is that confidence in what you're looking for there something that grows in meeting rooms, kind of watching tape, going over those scenarios, or something that you kind of coach to on the field?
I think it's all that. It's emphasized it in meetings. It's showing them examples on film of where we had some opportunities that we didn't take advantage of. I mean, 2 weeks ago we had, I think, 2 really easy interceptions that we dropped, and maybe a couple other that would have been more challenging. But it's emphasizing it in meetings. It's drilling it in practice. And then it's making sure that guys are doing the little things. Just running to the ball, helps with your tackling, because to be honest with you, it's not the end of the day if a guy goes and aggressively tries to make a tackle, as long as he has the right leverage. If he misses and turns that ball carrier back inside, there should be 10 other guys coming to knock him out. And it's the same thing with turnovers. You run to the ball's tipped on a pass, and since you're running the ball, you're there to scoop it up, or a fumble that comes out. And if you're running full speed to the ball, what you hate to see on film is a change of speed. A guy who's running 3/4 speed, and all of a sudden the ball comes out and he sprints and he gets there a half second late. If he'd been sprinting the whole time, he'd have made it. So it's those little things that for us, the margin of error is not really big. So making sure that we can go out and take advantage of all those little opportunities when they present themselves.
Back to Maryland a little bit more, weapons offensively at wide receiver as well as in the ground game. What's challenging from what you've been able to see on them from film?
Yeah, I think their receiver number 1, DJ Moore, who's a kid out of Philadelphia that we're very familiar with. He is strong, he is physical, he is powerful, he's explosive. I'd say in a lot of ways he reminds me of Chris Godwin, and that's going to be a challenge for us. And then I think both of their running backs, to be honest with you, they're low center to gravity guys with tremendous balance and are physical and can change direction. And we had an issue with them, here at our place, last year. So we're gonna have to do a great job. Tyler Bowen, who used to be here, is their O-line coach, and Tyler played for me when I was at the University of Maryland, and then was here with us as a graduate assistant, and is doing a great job for him. So it'll be a challenge, but I think they're probably the areas that are most challenging, is the 2 running backs, and then DJ Moore at wide receiver.
And then wrapping it up here today, you mentioned Thanksgiving week, kind of making things a little bit different. But what are the plans for Thanksgiving? Do you have the team at your house? How does Thanksgiving work around here?
Yeah, so we'll have a little bit earlier Wednesday practice, because I got my radio show on Wednesday night, which is different. And then that helps because it allows us on Thursday to have the practice a little bit earlier and still have enough recovery time from Wednesday. But we'll practice early Thursday morning, so all the players and coaches can go with their families or friends. And some players are going to their position coaches. Some players are coming to my house. We do have a team Thanksgiving meal over in Pollock, which Pollock does an unbelievable job for us. We're very appreciative and thankful of them and how they provide for our team during the holidays. So we do that, and then everybody kind of goes on their own. And I'm having people at my house, and it's funny because as the head coach, people come and they're dressed nice, and I'm like, look, we're a sweats family. We're a eat all day, watch football, fall asleep on the couch. So I want the players to come to our house just to kind of relax and do what they do at home, whether it's play board games or pool or ping pong or shuffleboard or whatever it is. Thanksgiving in our family is very relaxed, very chill, and that's how I want the players to come to our house, as well as some of the staff too.
Well, wishing you and the team a happy Thanksgiving. We'll catch up
Thank
again
you.
Saturday.
You too. Do you have Thanksgiving plans?
I do not. Yeah, not yet.
You're more than welcome.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Thank you.